Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well in these times that seems to be very challenging. My name is Gabriel. I run the Center for Integrity and Ethics of the Universidad de Monterrey. I am also a board member of the International Center of Academic Integrity and a fellow member of the NI research team that run the TestUp project, which will also be presenting results at the paper session at this conference. In this presentation, I will share with you the results of an exploratory study about the relationship between academic integrity and workplace ethical behavior. Here is a quick look of the agenda of this brief recorded session. As you may acknowledge, 15 minutes are not enough to go into every detail, but please feel free to ask or contact us afterwards. First, I consider appropriate to give you a bit of context. The Universidad de Monterrey is located in the metropolitan area of Monterrey, Mexico. It is considered the industrial capital of Mexico. It is the second most important city of the country and the 9th of Latin America. UDEM is 50 years old. We celebrated our golden anniversary last September. It is a Catholic-inspired university founded by 5 religious congregations. We attend more than 15,000 students and offer more than 100 academic programs. Second, it is important to hear about the background information related to this study. Mexico ranks last among the member countries in the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, according to the Corruption Perception Index in International Transparency, and, more bad news, its perception is worsening every year. There is scarce rigorous research around academic integrity in Mexico, a fact that can be verified if you do a quick review of the number of articles and papers in databases and scientific electronic libraries such as Latin Index and Cielo. However, from the limited studies available, we can say that our levels of academic misconduct are not better nor worse than those reported in the world-famous Donald McCabe seminal study. But, as James Lang says, in any case, those rates are totally unacceptable. Only 7 studies have been identified that explore the relationship between academic integrity and workplace ethical behavior, 6 of them in the United States and none in Mexico. Now, I will mention some relevant aspects about the concepts covered in this study. I won't go deep into the concept of academic integrity since you may already be familiar or even experts in the concept. But I think it's timing to emphasize that academic integrity should not be reduced to only avoid any form of dishonesty, fraud, or misconduct. We need to aim way higher. Academic integrity means also to take advantage and seize at maximum all learning experiences. Academic integrity is essential in any teaching-learning process, focused on achieving the highest standards of excellence and learning. Promoting and experiencing academic integrity within the university context has a twofold purpose. First, to achieve the necessary learnings and skills. Second, to appropriately perform a specific profession and to develop an ethical perspective which leads to correct decision-making. In addition to the work carried out by any basic educational system, the university must fully develop the moral vision and purpose of its students, since it is not possible to consider professional education separate from ethical formation. Being a professional must include not only mastery of technical, practical, and theoretical competencies, but also personal integrity and ethical professional behavior that helps to give an ethical meaning to all university endeavors. In doing so, academic integrity is necessary to learn an essential requirement of academic quality. About the workplace ethical behavior, it is important to narrow such a wide concept. According to Cortina, we continuously face decisions where answers are not given. We must determine them using our freedom, and in doing so, we are forced to justify them. And since every person is condemned to be free, that is, to have to choose, the ethical approach is unavoidable. We need to work hard to make good choices. Ethical behavior is one of that each person chooses, derived from own thoughtful judgment, and chooses among different possibilities the one that makes him more self-regulated, that lets him grow integrally and act aligned to his dignity, the common good and his nature, according to his particular life circumstances. All human beings can and must progress. Improving as people for every man and woman not only a right, it is also a responsibility. Llanos y Fuentes states that ethical decision-making doesn't refer to scientific laws, but to acts that emanate from prudence, deciding what is good here and now. It is a tense balance between unique personal circumstances and immutable universal norms. To measure an index of ethical workplace behavior, or in order to be able to say that a good action has been taking place at work, we define a standard of conduct based on a series of prohibitive or boundary norms present in most ethical approaches and codes of conduct. Do not steal, do not lie, do not cheat, do not slander, do not insult, do not harm, do not show lack of respect, do not abuse, etc. Establishing a relationship between the level of corruption in a country and the level of academic dishonesty in its educational institutions, it's a difficult task to carry out since fraud and corruption have many different manifestations and causes, particularly if in complex contexts such as the social dynamics of a country. However, it can be established that academic dishonesty is a manifestation of a culture in which it is easy and common to break rules and where integrity is not as valued as it should be. Under this logic, it is possible to establish a certain relationship between a poor civic culture and academic dishonesty. This poor civic culture tends to be reflected in the daily activities of citizens, particularly within organizations, where a relationship between students who cheat and unethical behavior in the workplace has been identified. From this point of view, integrity and ethical behavior expressed in different forms such as decision-making, conflict resolution, or accountability is one of the competencies more requested by employers, and one of the critical factors needed to efficiently develop interorganizational relationships of trust. This is the objective of the study, to understand the relationship between academic integrity and ethical behavior, particularly workplace behavior. The study adopted a quantitative, hypothetical, and deductive approach. A questionnaire was designed based on questions used on similar previous research studies to gather information regarding the frequency in which they undertake acts of dishonesty in different environments, and in regards to the severity they assign to each type of infraction. The survey was applied to 1,203 undergraduate and graduate students from a private university in northern Mexico, who choose to respond to their professor's invitation to answer the survey as part of a diagnostic exercise that the university carries out periodically to learn about the students' perception regarding the degree of academic integrity culture on their campus. The statistical analysis was made using factorial analysis to define indexes related to academic fraud and ethical behavior, followed by a linear regression technique. The results reflect that students who report committing acts against academic integrity also report being involved in dishonest activities in other contexts, and that students who consider academic breaches less serious report being engaged in academic misconduct more frequently in different contexts. Based on the results, some reflections and conclusions can be drawn related to academic integrity, academic misconduct, and ethical behavior. It is important to establish measures to discourage or reduce the number of acts of academic misconduct, since the habitual practice of unethical actions may promote a normalization of these behaviors and reduces students' interest in practicing ethical behaviors after graduating from college. The academic integrity experience goes beyond the classroom and the university context and becomes an ethical behavioral pattern in the work and personal environments. Likewise, organizations should have ethical codes and other elements of a business ethics and compliance program to foster a culture of integrity and continue the formative process started within educational institutions. Based on these results, it is unavoidable to reflect on the role that educational institutions can adopt in the development of programs to promote a culture of academic integrity which design educational experiences to foster learning, better prepare students to fully meet their academic obligations, highlights the benefits of doing so, prevent the severity and consequences of dishonest actions, discourage cheating, and establish a clear and efficient processes to sanction those students who are found responsible for academic breaches. This will strengthen a positive behavioral pattern in different contexts of their lives and encourage them to become ethical professionals, business people, and citizens. The results also suggest that it is not enough to teach academic integrity in a theoretical or conceptual way, but that is learned and acquired through real contexts and practices, where the prevention or discouragement of gaining benefits through misconduct contributes to the student learning and development. Universities and other educational institutions must deploy a quality program for academic integrity, and business leaders shall demand solid academic integrity programs to universities. It is essential for higher education institutions to demonstrate a commitment to build a culture of academic integrity, both in terms of their awareness and their practice, since through them the ethical behavior of students and future graduates is strengthened and forged. In this respect, the university campus is featured as a favorable environment to train individuals and promote ethical behavior within and outside the university, meeting its commitment to the community and the world to develop more ethical and engaged citizens who do things well in all aspects of their lives. There has been little research published regarding the influence of student behavior on academic integrity in schoolwork and on professional performance. This study, like the ones identified previously, points out a relationship that can and should be explored in a greater depth. Academic integrity, concept, benefits, strategies, and its counterpart, academic dishonesty, frequency, causes, consequences, management, have not received in Mexico and Latin America the attention they have earned in other countries and regions. Get the full research paper at the International Journal for Educational Integrity website. Thanks for your time. I'm glad to answer any questions that you may have.